those sneaky nuts!
Start your day with silly and safe. Start your day with sassy and sage. Sincerely, simply, seriously cereal.
Everyone is welcome here.
Hi.
Hey, you.
New month, new theme.
Ah!
What's it gonna be?
New month, new theme.
Hi everyone, I'm Maxwell.
And I'm Jennifer, one of Maxwell's moms. Welcome to Seriously Cereal.
Episode number 434.
Seriously Cereal is made possible by viewers like you.
And by Blue Legacy, a volunteer-run nonprofit dedicated to bringing people together.
You can find out more at
www.seriouslycereal.org. That's right, Spoonie.
Thanks, Spoonie. If you like to eat your cereal dry, then you are a snacker, like our buddy, Bowler.
Hello!
Hey. Or if you prefer your cereal with milk, then you are a spooner, like our pal, Spoonie. He's also our director.
Good director, too.
Yeah.
Every month, we create episodes with a theme, and this month's theme is
Decadence.
a cultural and moral decline.
Oh, no. I'm talking about the other meaning of decadence. So, fancy, rich, or luxurious.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's a good example that some words have more than one meaning.
Yeah, true.
It's the word of the day. Rich. Having more than enough or being strongly flavored. Rich. It's the word of the day. From your friend, Sunny. Bye.
Whoa! Okay, today's cereals are extra crispy clusters, cinnamon, and almond.
Oh, those sneaky nuts!
Okay, Spoonie, time to talk. Well, okay, let's get the bowls. Here we are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll pop Brienne in when it's time to do the taste test.
Yeah. And I mean,
Oh, sorry, guys. If you're new to Seriously Cereal, we'll pop in Maxwell's other mom, Brienne, to
Yeah.
taste test with me today because Maxwell is allergic to nuts.
And while I am a little bit disappointed that I'm not going to be able to taste test today, I did really want us to do these two cereals because they're a new, very expensive cereal from Kellogg's that really fit our theme. I mean, look at the back of the box.
Yeah, that is a really good point.
Yeah.
Right on the back of the box, it says extra indulgent, extra dreamy, extra luscious.
Yeah.
Talk about decadent.
Mm-hmm.
Some decadent desserts are dusted in edible gold.
Yeah.
Wow, that's decadent and rich.
Yeah, very true. For instance, there's this one dessert that's called an opera cake, and it is 7 layers, and it has all kinds of cream, espresso, and chocolate, and it is usually topped with edible gold leaf.
That is incredible. That is incredible. You know, another word for decadent is fancy.
Yeah.
What is the fanciest food or dessert that you've ever had?
Let's see what our friends have to say.
Okay.
All right, Spoonie, it's time to share.
Hi, my name is Amber and I'm answering the question about fancy foods. I don't tend to usually eat a lot of fancy foods. I mean, I've eaten at restaurants that are expensive and they're fancy, but I mean, it's not super fancy food. But I think probably the most fancy I've ever been to is called afternoon tea at the Rubens. It's at the Rubens Hotel that is across the street from Buckingham Palace. And they do afternoon tea, and afternoon tea consists of scones with curd, lemon curd, and clotted cream, and then some finger sandwiches, which I always love. I like a good cucumber dill sandwich, which is basically just like cream cheese with cucumber and dill. But they, the fanciest thing is they do the sweets portion of the afternoon tea, and they do these little individual sweets that are just, they're decadent. You only need a couple of bites because if you ate too much of them, you'd get a stomach ache. So the one that I went to had like a little, they made it into a crown, but it was like a little chocolate with a praline and then a mousse type thing in the middle, and then they decorate it like a crown. So they make it fancy and they make it really pretty, and so I always like doing afternoon tea. It just makes me feel probably more refined than I am.
I'm Sunny, and the fanciest food I've ever eaten were sunshine cookies by the baker Beth Klosterboer. They're sunshine-shaped cookies with a big smiley face and bellies full of chocolate candies. They were so fun to eat. You can even find the recipe on Beth's website, Hungry Happenings.
I'm Jack's Lightning, and the fanciest food I've ever eaten is a beignet in New Orleans. Beignets are fluffy fried dough covered in powdered sugar. That sounds simple, but the taste is wow! It's like eating a small cloud.
Hello there, this is David. What is the fanciest dessert I have ever had? Now we're talking. Finally, Maxwell's talking about real food. I mean, all these shows about cereal are okay, but I think we should campaign to ask Maxwell to start programs on different food topics. So I've already started a little suggestion list for him. How about deliciously dessert? And then I thought, no, we should call it determinedly dessert, because we should all be determined to have dessert at every meal. Now, my favourite fancy dessert is called trifle, and it's kind of like a layer cake in a bowl. You start with some yellow sponge on the bottom, and then you slather that with strawberry jam and maybe some sliced fresh strawberries. And then you pour on top of that about an inch thick of custard sauce, and then an inch thick another layer of strawberry jello, and then whipped cream on top of that, and then you put big fresh juicy strawberries on top of the whipped cream, and then sprinkle that with chocolate. And you need to make it and serve it in a glass bowl like this so that you can see all the pretty coloured layers. And the best part is when you go to dig your spoon in to put a great big pile onto your bowl, it makes a lovely gloppy sound. It goes. So that's it. We should have a whole show about trifle. It could be episode 1 of Maxwell's new series, Determinedly Dessert.
Thank you, friends.
What about you? Go to seriouslycereal.org and use the mailbox to send us a message.
Yeah, we love hearing from you.
Hello there, Maxwell and Jennifer.
Oh, hey there, Fork-A-Million and Numpsters.
Yeah. The Numpsters are our little monster friends who love to read numbers.
A serving size is...
2/3 of a cup.
There are
300.
calories per serving, and each serving has
42.
grams of carbohydrates and
11.
grams of added sugar. And a serving size of this is...
2/3 of a cup.
There are
280.
calories per serving, and each serving has
46.
grams of carbohydrates and
13.
grams of added sugar.
Thanks, Fork-A-Million and Numpsters.
You're welcome.
Okay, so both of these cereals are kind of high in terms of calories, carbohydrates, and added sugars.
Yeah, I would say they compare more to like a granola than to like an average cereal. Oh, hey there, Spider. Hello?
Hey, Bowler and Numpsters.
Hello, Seriously Cereal Team! I wanted to let you know that what you're reviewing today costs...
$8.36.
And there are...
8
servings. Let's figure out how much each serving costs. Divide the price by the number of servings. Ta-da!
104.
Math is awesome.
Thanks, Bowler and Dumpsters. And thank you too, Spider.
Thanks, Spider.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Both of these cereals kind of cost a lot, don't they?
Yeah, well, the average cereal costs 35 cents per bowl. These cost more than $1 per bowl.
Yeah, I just kind of wish that they, if it got to cost more, maybe they could have a little less sugar. I don't know.
Agreed, 100% agreed.
Oh, okay, Spoonie. Looks like it's time to taste. And that means it's time for a pop.
Okay. Hey, you. Thank you. For nuts and seeds. Almonds, yeah. Yeah! Fantastic! Okay, well, let's not turn it over yet. So these are the two different cereals. This is Extra Crispy Clusters Cinnamon, and this is Extra Crispy Clusters Almond.
Okay.
And this is each one serving. So this is 2/3 of a cup, both of them. And so I thought maybe we'd split a serving.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I put the almond one in this side. Should we put the cinnamon one in this side?
Sure, that works for me.
So the almond one is in the light blue, you guys.
I'll treat ya.
And cinnamon is in the dark blue. All right. Okay. Since I'm a snacker, I'm going to be taste testing the cereals dry.
And I, today, am a spooner, so I'm gonna eat them with milk and a spoon. Alrighty. Ooh, cinnamon first, I can't help it. I love cinnamon flavored cereals.
Definitely like granola, you guys.
Very crunchy.
Not sticky at all. Now I'm trying the almond one right now. So actually, Brianna and I are trying the opposite ones right now.
But so far, everything you've said has been correct about this one.
I can really taste the almond. There are slivers of almond. That means really, really thinly cut slices of almond. It's often called a sliver of almond. I always think of a sliver as like if I get a little piece of wood that's pokey on me or something. But it's true, an almond sliver. The granola clusters themselves taste like almond, just like the actual pieces of almond, even though I don't see pieces of almond in the cluster, but it's very, very nutty.
The cinnamon is very crunchy, even in the milk. It has continued to just stay crunchy. Not sticky, so it's definitely like cinnamon flavor. Not like cinnamon in some sort of like a glaze or a syrup or something on top. And you can definitely tell like the cinnamon one is a lot darker. Like you can actually see like the cinnamon on the outside, I feel like. Which is kind of cool. And the flavor is just, it's like strong, but not overpowering. Like you take a bite and you go, yep, oh yeah, that's cinnamon.
Yeah, the color is actually quite different. The almond one, it really does taste like crunchy almond butter, which is, if you guys have ever had, you guys have probably heard about, of course, peanut butter, but there are other kind of nut butters as well, like soy nut butter and almond butter, that people that don't eat peanuts will eat those. So this really tastes like almond butter to me, crunchy almond butter. I'm gonna try the cinnamon one now.
And actually, now I can see the cinnamon is coming off the cereal and it's in my milk.
Oh my gosh! Turns your milk cinnamony.
And it is still crunchy.
Oh yes, this is
so far
very cinnamon. You can really taste the cinnamon.
But I've seen no slivers of cinnamon. Thank goodness.
Have you guys ever seen a cinnamon stick in real life? It's not really a stick, but cinnamon, like we all usually know it as, is like a powder, but that's actually ground. I think it would be very interesting. We could do something maybe about a cinnamon stick. What is a cinnamon stick? How do they grow? Where do they come from? Would you guys find that interesting? Now, when I say that this one tastes a lot like cinnamon, I mean cinnamon, not cinnamon sugar. So
Exactly.
Yep, it doesn't taste anything like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which is
And-
very much that Cinnadust cinnamon and sugar flavor. This is just the cinnamony flavor.
And it's not like a Red Hot tamales, you know, like or like Red Hots that are
The candy?
that like super spicy cinnamon. It's not that kind of cinnamon either.
No, this is not spicy. So it tastes almost savory, like almost a savory cinnamon flavor. And even though these are relatively high in sugar, they don't come across as super sweet. They come across as sweet as most granolas are.
I would definitely agree. You're right. The almond one really does taste like almond.
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Like almond and oats. I'm not getting a lot more than
Yes.
that.
That's
but it is
what
very
it is.
almondy.
The oats. That's so for me, the almond one, the oats make it taste creamy. Like I was saying, like an almond butter. With the cinnamon ones, what it reminds me of is it makes me feel like I'm eating a bowl full of crumbled up oatmeal cookies
A
that
little
just
bit.
don't have raisins.
Yeah, and not too sweet.
No, not too sweet. Like
Yeah.
a really good homemade oatmeal cookie like you make them that isn't too sweet. Wow, that's big.
Look at my gigantic piece of granola. One piece.
Now, even though as a snacker it's nice that these aren't sticky because as a snacker I'm eating with my hands, I will say some of these pieces are really little. And that always makes it a little bit harder. Like, could I put this in a little bag or a little container and take it with me on a hike? I could, but it's so much easier to eat if, you know, the clusters are like
A
this
little bit bigger.
as
yeah.
opposed to like this.
Like this.
Yes, exactly. Oh, and there's our time, but I'm not quite sure. I think I need more time to think about
I definitely
how I
do.
want to score these because I don't like how expensive they are. And Kellogg's, if you think I didn't notice, I did. Eat Your Mouth Off cereals and this cereal, Extra Crispy Clusters, are both by Kellogg's, both sold side by side on the shelves, even though the Kellogg's name is not on the Eat Your Mouth Off cereal. Their address is, and it is a Kellogg cereal, but these are two cereals that are incredibly expensive. They're over $8 a box, and they're both by the same company. It's hard not to compare those two cereals.
Absolutely.
This one is incredibly high in sugar, calories, and carbohydrates, whereas Eat
And
Your
cost.
Mouth Off, yes, and cost. Whereas Eat Your Mouth Off was just as expensive, but it was low in those things. It's hard when companies are doing this, these more than $8 a box cereals. What should we do?
Oh, I have an idea.
By the power of our cereal horns, we call our friend the Book-a-Corn!
Hello, everyone.
Today's book is not decadent.
That's true, Bookworm. Today's book is about something that's a little bit worn down.
Well loved.
Absolutely. This is My Patchwork Heart, which was written by one of Maxwell's moms, Jennifer, and it was illustrated by Maxwell's sister, Faith.
It's a story of loving something so much.
You can find My Patchwork Heart wherever great books are sold. My Patchwork Heart, written by Jennifer DeMarco, with pictures by Faith Eben DeMarco. When I saw you for the first time, there was snow on the ground, and my breath made little clouds in the air. I had never seen anyone like you. You were one of a kind, with eyes like starry nights. But I didn't think I deserved you, so I went home alone and dreamt of dancing with you across a galaxy of stars. There was no denying it. We were meant to be together. You looked right at home in my big armchair and fit perfectly in my window seat. But when I was worried or harried or sad, your favorite place was in my arms. I could tell it was your favorite because I always felt better when I held you, and you never asked me to let you go. As a matter of fact, I started taking you everywhere. To the library, to the zoo, on the ferry, on the train, even into the forest. Up and down the narrow trails we explored, around the frog pond and under the log bridge. You rode in the basket of my bicycle, and we had the most grand adventures, until one day... I was so afraid you were ruined. I rushed you home and patched you up and promised to never take you outside again. I didn't want to wear you down. The rest of winter went by and I kept you safe at home. You slept on my pillow, and I'm pretty sure you dreamed of stars. But by springtime, I could tell you wanted to go outside again. I carried you out onto the porch, but I was too nervous you'd be hurt. So we sat down on the steps and went no further. "What a wonderful friend you have there," said Clara, my neighbor. She was sitting on her porch and smiling at you. "I can tell you've had a lot of fun together." Clara was right. All of our adventures and misadventures, all of our travels and tumbles, all of them had been the greatest of fun because we'd been together. Every patch we added was a memory, and every memory made me love you even more. You weren't worn down or worn out by your patches. You were built up by them. Every patch was another page in the story of us. I love our story. And I love you.
Sometimes a plushie or a doll can be loved as much as a pet.
That's very true, and it's especially helpful if someone is allergic to dogs or cats.
Love is love.
Absolutely. I think that Brienne and Jennifer have turned in their scores. Shall we pop away and go find another storybook?
Yes, please.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Did you know that everyone here at Seriously Cereal is a volunteer? We are, but you can support the show over at seriouslycereal.org.
Because Seriously Cereal is safe for kids, YouTube turns off comments when we post episodes online. But we love hearing from you.
We do.
Go to seriouslycereal.org and use the mailbox to send us a message, and we might read it in a future episode.
New episodes of Seriously Cereal appear as if by magic every Saturday morning on YouTube at seriouslycereal.org and on public access television stations all over the country.
See you next time.
Bye.
Start your day with silly and safe. Start your day with sassy and sage. Sincerely, simply, seriously cereal.